Hi Liz. So let's start picking through the various options you have. This is the 900mm wide wardrobe, 900mm interior left to right is what I'm assuming from your diagram. Excuse me. In this version we have two 35mm wide towers. This is a 10 rung tower, this is a 7 rung tower. And if they are on, I've shown adjustable feet here, but you could probably get away with plain feet for where that is standing. That is roughly 830mm high, that's the 7 rung, and the 10 rung is roughly 1130mm high, so roughly 113 centimetres. 7 rung is roughly 83 centimetres. Okay, let's move on to a different option. By the way, you've got 100mm, 10 centimetres clear on either side if you have those centrally mounted. Now it might be that you could use that for very long hanging. There are also hooks that you can attach to the sides of these towers, but otherwise this is probably wasted space. So I've looked at a 35 wide in combination with a 45 wide. This to my mind is a better fit, and I'm just going to, the overall gap that leaves you is, yeah, there's roughly 50mm either side with that combination of a 45 and a 35. And although I've shown a 7 rung 35 and a 10 rung 45, you can have any combination of 10 rung or 7 rung. And the calculation you're going to have to do is look at your hanging rail and work out, is the 10 rung going to intrude too much on your hanging with that surface to floor height of 113 centimetres, or is it better to have two 7 rungs? Okay, let's go on to another option. This is simply two 35s at 7 rungs, so you're still the same as the 10 rung. You've got 100mm wasted or used somehow or other on either side, and as I say, only you can work out what useful hanging drop you have between your rail and this top surface here. Okay, now for these I've shown, the prices I've gathered together are for wire baskets, and I've shown 3 or 4 medium small, just a random combination. It gives you a finger in air price of what that would cost. Obviously if you filled this 7 rung tower with 7 shallow baskets, that's going to put the cost up, but 3 or 4 baskets is a reasonable finger in air estimate of the total cost you'll be paying. When we get down to the final configuration of baskets, we'll have a final cost. Okay, let's look at the larger wardrobe, and the interior of that is, let me just see, it should be whatever you told me, 1122mm. Let me just check what you gave me. Yeah, 112 you gave me, so that's close enough. That's your diagram there. So while we've just got that there, so the issue I'm talking about is if we have a 7 rung, I think that's going to come about there. If you have a 10 rung, it's going to probably come up to about here. So a 10 rung in all cases might be a bit too tall for you, but it all depends how you're going to group your clothes. If you had, you know, short sleeve t-shirts and blouses up one end, you could almost certainly get a 10 rung under there. If you have these mid-length dresses or shirts with a longer tail and cuff here, you're going to struggle with the anything but the 7 rung underneath. So let's go back and look at the combinations for this 112 centimetre wide wardrobe. The first combination we're looking at here is a 55 centimetre wide unit paired with a 45 centimetre wide unit, and this gives you the most efficient use of that width, giving you, let me just see if I can pull that across. Yes, I can. So what is the total waisted gap on this side? Let's have a look. That's going to give you that's 12 centimetres of wasted space. So if you wasted all, you're going to have to find a way of using it. But if you drag that out to the middle, it's going to be 6 centimetres there and 6 centimetres there. So that's a 55 and a 45 in combination. Let's just look at some other combinations now. This is it's 2 45s. So you've got a lot more space to the left and the right. 11 centimetres either side, and I'm showing a 10 rung and an 11 rung. Let me just see what that one is. Yeah, we've looked at that. That's a 10 rung 55 and a 7 rung 45. Doesn't matter whether on the left or the right. That's 2 45s. That's not particularly efficient. I like the combination of the 55 and the 45. That's a good use of space in my opinion. So here is 7 rung 45 and 55, and looking at your hanging there, my gut feeling is that's going to be the best combination for you for this wardrobe. Last of all, so yeah, this is a 45 and 45, but a 10 rung and a 7 rung, wasting space, and I don't think that 10 is going to work with this setup we can see here. Okay, so what I've done is I've priced individual towels, so you've got a mix of widths and heights, and for each wardrobe, for the 112 centimetre wide wardrobe and the 90 centimetre wide wardrobe, you can just sort of start to figure out what combination of height and width you want. We can then get into the detail of what drawers you want in each towel. Okay, sorry that's all a bit long-winded. I will try and note it down on some drawings, but it was easier to just talk through that.